This is my girlfriend Tanya, and she loves bubble tea. So I flew to Taiwan, the birthplace of Boba, on a mission to find her the best bubble tea out there. The only problem? I just have one day here. So for the next 24 hours, I will be consuming as much bubble tea as my frail humanly body can manage. The rules for this challenge are as follows. 1. I can't consume anything besides boba during the 24 hours. That means no other food or drinks, not even water. And 2. Each bubble tea that I buy needs to be more expensive than the previous one. At the end of the video, I'll rank all of the bubble teas I tried, and I'll complete my mission by delivering my #1 pick to Tanya so that she can enjoy the best bubble tea in the world, according to me. But first, let's dive into a little history on bubble tea. Bubble tea, also known as boba, originated in Taiwan in the 1980s, but has since become popular all over the world. In Taiwanese slang, boba means large breasts, which refers to the round shape of the tapioca pearls. So just know that whenever you're drinking bubble tea, you're basically just sucking on a bunch of large breasts. Anyways, for my first bubble tea of the day, I had to find the cheapest one I could since each one needs to get progressively more expensive. Bubble tea in Taiwan is super affordable, averaging just $1 to $3, which is crazy cheap compared to a place like the US, where an average bubble tea can cost you anywhere from $5 all the way up to $20. Luckily for my first drink of the day, I stumbled across a place where you could buy a basic bubble tea for just 25 Taiwan dollars, which is roughly 76 cents US. This is our first boba of the day. It's just a very simple black tea boba, so not anything crazy going on. Even though it's like their most basic version of bubble tea, it's still delicious. Overall, definitely worth 25 Taiwanese dollars, like super good deal. All right, I rarely drink caffeine. Like, I am not a coffee drinker. I rarely ever drink coffee. And even when I do, it's decaf. Drinking caffeine tends to make me super anxious, so I gotta be honest, I am a little bit concerned about the next 24 hours. But I am on a mission to find the #1 bubble tea in the world, so I'm just gonna have to chill the f out. Oh, that is really good though. I didn't have to walk far before I found my next boba. It was literally right around the corner and it looked pretty busy, so I hopped in line to check it out. Since my last bubble tea was 25 Taiwan dollars, I needed to find one that was more expensive than that. Thankfully, this place had an option for 40 Taiwan dollars. A light oolong tea with bubble and coconut jelly. All right, second boba tea. This is a pretty famous chain here that a lot of people like. I've never had it, but I've heard it's good, so let's give it a shot. Not gonna lie, already feeling a little anxious. I haven't eaten anything today, obviously, so I think the caffeine is absorbing a little bit more quickly and easily than it normally would if I had like some food in my stomach and stuff. And yeah, I'm actually quite anxious right now. Almost like I have this impending sense of doom, like I'll never be enough, and the world is a cold, dark place filled with existential dread, almost like I'm being crushed by the universe. I'm just kidding, it's not that bad. But I am definitely feeling a little bit anxious, and I don't think this is gonna help. I'm not sure I like that. Oh, I do not like the texture of that. Very slimy. Still only 40 Taiwanese dollars though, which is pretty affordable, so it's hard to complain at that price. But I am gonna complain, I don't like it. On to the next one. For my third bubble tea of the day, I went to a place called Wu Tea, which was just a few minutes walk away. If you haven't figured it out by now, bubble tea shops in Taiwan are like Starbucks locations in Seattle. They are literally everywhere.
Matcha medium.
Medium.
Medium, okay.
Thank you. This one was 45 Taiwanese dollars, so it's like $1.50 US. Okay, so I ordered the cheese foam bubble tea, which kind of has a little bit of a funky taste to it. I mean, think about putting cheese in your tea or coffee. It's kind of weird, but it does have a very unique flavor. It's not bad. It's kind of more on the subtle side, but you can definitely still taste some funk in there. Yeah, it's good. You got the sweetness from the sugar and the tea, obviously, but then you got like a little bit of savoriness from the cheese, and they kind of go well together. Very creamy. Do I still have some? If you have a mustache, this drink is dangerous. I do not recommend it. All right, let's move on to the next one. My next bubble tea came from Oolong Tea Project. There were a ton of people ordering from here, so I had high hopes. All right, fourth bubble tea. Let's give it a try. This is the pearl milk tea, so I think it's just kind of their basic tapioca pearl bubble tea. All right, the anxiety has reduced a little bit. I'm still feeling a little on edge, but it's better than it was after the first couple. I think I kind of got over the hump and I'm evening out now. Oh yeah, that's the best one so far, for sure. That is really good. The tapioca pearls are like very chewy. The sugar level, I got 70% sugar in this one because Tanya likes sugary stuff, but not like too sugary. Another thing I want to mention is that you may have noticed all of the cups are paper or some sort of alternative to plastic. And that's because back in September of 2024, they banned single-use plastic cups. It's nice, and I feel like more places should do that. We love the environment and bubble tea and caffeine. Let's go get our next one. For my 5th bubble tea of the day, I went to a place called Goldfish. Could I please do the banana chocolate milk? Thank you. All right, this one is banana chocolate milk boba. A little bit pricier, it's 55 Taiwanese dollars, but that's still very affordable. Ooh, that's really good. I think that's my favorite one so far. The banana and chocolate, I mean, classic combination right there. This is definitely a top contender right now. This one's actually really nicely balanced. A lot of bubble tea in Taiwan will be like very heavy on the milk and cream, but this one's actually really nicely balanced between milk, sugar, tea, and boba. That's really good. On to the next one. Guys, at this point, my anxiety level was ridiculously high, but that did not stop me from getting my 6th bubble tea of the day. All right, this one, boba milk tea with black sesame. Sesame is a much more popular flavor in general in Asia and in Taiwan than it is in a place like the US. That's weird. It's good though, but a little weird. I feel like I'm eating a sesame bagel and drinking bubble tea at the same time. It's pretty good. This is cup number 6, and I'm feeling it. I still haven't eaten anything. Definitely feeling very anxious right now. I'm like in a park, and I don't know. I feel anxious. Like people are watching me or something. No one's watching me. I just feel like someone's watching me, you know? I'm kind of tired, but also I have a bunch of caffeine in me, so I'm not tired. I don't know, my body's very confused right now, but we're gonna keep chugging along because we have a mission to complete. That guy's had a lot of caffeine. For bubble tea number 7, I went to a place called La Fair. All right, this is strawberry cream oolong boba. This one was 70 Taiwanese dollars. Tanya loves fresh strawberries, so I'm thinking this one's gonna be good, but let's find out. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. I'll say the boba is a little bit like too hard. It's a little bit too firm, but the flavor is amazing. It tastes like strawberry shortcake kind of. That's really refreshing. This is number 7. Guys, I'm really hyper right now. Like, holy shit, I'm so hyped up on caffeine. I don't know how I'm gonna keep doing this. This is a lot. I don't know how many milligrams of caffeine I've had so far, but it's a lot. Like, way more than you should have in a normal day. Okay, I calculated it out, and at this point in the video, I had consumed approximately 910 milligrams of caffeine, which is roughly the same amount that the average American consumes in a week. But the mission continues. With every sip, we get one step closer to completing the mission, and also one step closer to having a panic attack. Speaking of having a panic attack, it was time for bubble tea number 8, which brings us to 10 Ren's tea. Thank you. All right, this is the matcha ice cream green milk tea. Very excited about this. This is the first boba I've ever tried that has ice cream in it. I have high hopes. Oh, that is fantastic. The ice cream makes it like really nice and creamy, and the matcha is like not overpowering at all. It's like very subtle, but you can definitely still taste it. This is gonna be hard to beat. It was 100 Taiwanese dollars, so it is definitely on the more expensive side of bubble tea in Taiwan, but you get what you pay for. It's pretty good. This is bubble tea number 8. I'm feeling it for sure. This is like the most caffeinated I've been in the last decade. I'm like tingling right now with anxiety and caffeine. I don't know how many more of these I can take. I am starting to get a little bit nauseous. Not a good feeling, but we're gonna power through and keep going as long as we can. Oh man, that's good. All right, let's go find number 9. For bubble tea number 9, it was time to try out one of Taiwan's most popular bubble tea shops, Xingfutong, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing. The really cool thing about this particular location is that the entire bubble tea making process is on display, so you can literally watch them assemble your drink right in front of you. You can even watch them make the dough for the tapioca pearls, aka boba. The line for this place was really long, so I had high hopes. This is one of the most famous bubble tea places in Taiwan. They also have locations in other countries. So this is brown sugar sugar boba. So they make their tapioca pearls fresh in-house. These things are literally hot off the press. It's literally at the bottom of the cup, it's hot. And then they caramelize the brown sugar on top. This looks really good, I'm not gonna lie. It is quite pricey. It's 120 Taiwanese dollars, which is like $4 US. It looks delicious. Let's see how it tastes. Wow, that's phenomenal. Those are the best tapioca pearls of the day. You get that brown sugar and the texture is perfect. I can see why this is really popular because it is delectable. I am super caffeinated right now, like, wow. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, for bubble tea number 10, I got dumplings. Yeah, you heard me right. Dumplings. This is a restaurant right across the street from where we got our last bubble tea, and it's run by the same company, Xingfutong. They have a dish called brown sugar boba xiaolongbao. Xiaolongbao is a type of soup dumpling, but in this case, it's boba inside instead of the regular filling. I know this technically breaks rule number 1, but I had to try these dumplings. It was my mission, my duty to eat these dumplings. For science. I'm a little scared, to be honest, but when I saw these, I knew I had to try them. So let's do it. That's definitely unique. It's actually better than I was expecting. Kind of like a sweet and savory thing with the dough and then the sweetness from the brown sugar. It's pretty good. This definitely feels more like a dessert than like a regular meal. It's kind of confusing because they're dumplings, so it like feels like a regular meal, but it's more dessert. This is the same brown sugar boba that I just had in the other tea, so it tastes extremely similar. It's literally the same thing. They hand make it, but instead of putting it in tea, they're putting it in dumplings. It's pretty good. I want to hate them, but I don't. All right, with that out of the way, it was time for the final bubble tea that I could fit into these 24 hours. And you know what they say, right? Save the best for last. Or in this case, save the first for last. That's because this is Chun Shui Tong, the place that literally invented bubble tea back in 1983. Now, pretty much all the boba places I had gone so far were within walking distance of each other since there are like 6 billion bubble tea shops in Taiwan, but this one was a little bit further out of the way, so I had to take the subway to get there. And believe it or not, this bubble tea shop is located in the basement of this building. Pretty cool. All right, this is the original bubble tea. Semi-disputed as to where the origin of bubble tea is. Most people agree that this was the origin of bubble tea. The creator of this restaurant created bubble tea. Let's try it out. Okay, this is also a medium, just FYI. Take a look at the size of this thing. This thing is huge. I'm gonna be extremely caffeinated after this, and it's late at night. All right, let's give it a try. The original bubble tea. That's good. There's nothing crazy going on, but if you're looking for the best, simple, classic version of bubble tea, this is gonna be pretty hard to beat. It's really good. It's creamy, just the right amount of sweetness. The boba, the tapioca pearls are nice and chewy, but not like too hard or too soft. They're like just the right texture. Really good. I am exceptionally anxious right now. It's late at night. I have to go to bed soon. If I get more than 4 hours of sleep tonight, I'll consider that a success. But I am so hyper caffeinated right now. I think I'm gonna have caffeine in my system for the next month. I'm tingling all over. This is my 11th boba of the day. It was 190 Taiwanese dollars. Definitely on the more expensive side for bubble tea in Taiwan, but still pretty affordable compared to the US. And look at the size of this thing. It's a medium. All right, I'm gonna try to go to bed after finishing this, but tomorrow I will deliver the #1 boba to Tanya and complete the mission. After what was possibly the worst night's sleep of my life, it was time to go get my #1 pick and hand deliver it to Tanya. But first, a quick ranking from worst to best of all the bubble tea I tried in this video. Coming in last at number 11, I would have to put the light oolong tea with bubbles and coconut jelly. There was nothing wrong with this one, I just didn't really like the flavor of it or the texture of the tapioca pearls. At number 10, I'm gonna put the first bubble tea that I got, the black tea with boba. It was pretty good, it was just very simple and there wasn't too much going on with it. Coming in at number 9 is the cheese foam bubble tea. It was definitely one of the most unique ones I tried, but it just tasted a little too funky for me. At number 8, we've got the brown sugar boba xiaolongbao. Now, technically this isn't even bubble tea, but it was just so unique that I had to include it. For number 7, I'm gonna say the boba milk tea with black sesame. This definitely had an interesting flavor. I'd say it's more of an acquired taste, but it was still pretty good nonetheless. Coming in at number 6, we have the pearl milk tea from Oolong Tea Project. This was a really simple, classic bubble tea. Number 5, the banana chocolate milk boba. Not only was this a unique bubble tea flavor, but it tasted great and it was really well balanced. For number 4, we have the Chun Shui Tong original bubble tea. If you're looking for the best version of a classic bubble tea, This is it. Number 3, the Xingfu Tong Brown Sugar Boba. This bubble tea tasted great, and it's made fresh right in front of you. Coming in at number 2 is the Strawberry Cream Oolong Boba. This was a perfectly balanced, refreshing bubble tea that tasted amazing. And for my number 1 pick, the best bubble tea in the world, according to me, we have the Matcha Ice Cream Boba. This was a really unique flavor, and it was just delicious. The texture was awesome, it was creamy, and it just had a little punch to it from the matcha. Really great stuff. And now it was time to fulfill my destiny and deliver this bubble tea to my girlfriend, Tanya.
That's really good.
Mission accomplished. In this video, I consumed roughly 1,265 milligrams of caffeine. For context, the average cup of coffee has 95 milligrams of caffeine. I also unlocked a new level of anxiety, which I didn't even think was possible before filming this video. But anyways, that pretty much wraps this one up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Which actually could be right now, because YouTube thinks you'll like this video next, but they could be wrong. They could also be right though. I mean, you should probably just check it out to be safe. Please subscribe.